welcome. Today I have a big card slash project share for you for projects that I've made in October, mostly greeting cards. There are a couple that aren't here, that aren't represented. Like if I made a card and had to send it really quick, obviously I don't have that to show off, but these are the cards and projects that I did pretty much in the month of October. So let's go ahead and get started. I think in most cases I kept aside some of the, if I used a stamp set, I kept that aside to show it to you. And here's the card. So let's go ahead and get started. Some of these cards are featured in some process videos and everything. I'm all caught up, so everything that I have here, the process videos have already been published before this, so I'm not giving away any surprises or anything. So let's just start with that. There's actually, I should have probably taken the time to put everything in order so that it was all coming out of these baskets in order, but whatever. So the first thing that I have to show you is a pair of Christmas cards that I have made using the Honeybee stamp supplies. This is the Little Pickup stamp set, and it comes with this sort of old-fashioned pickup truck image and a bunch of different images that you can either stamp separately or they're partial images so that you can stamp them out and kind of make them the load in the truck here. I have a bunch of different ideas to use with this stamp set, but this is the first time that I have used it for Christmas cards, and I had a lot of fun with that. And I do have the coordinating dies that go with this as well. So, oh, and also along with this, I used the Honeybee Stamps Sending You sentiments. There's a lot of sort of buildable sentiments that you can use to kind of coordinate with this theme of the pickup truck, or you could just use them on their own, which is what kind of really appealed to me. This is a really large stamp set. This is an 8x4 stamp set, and this is a 4x6. So there's a lot of value, I think, in investing in some of these sentiment stamp sets from Honeybee Stamps. This is the second one that I have, and I'm really having a good time with them. Anyway, so a combination of those two, and I pulled together two different Christmas card looks. I did do a process video on this particular design. These are intended for my personal Christmas cards. So, and kind of my theme, if you are new to my channel, kind of my theme in 2018, which will probably carry into 2019, is that I'm a terribly materialistic person, and I have way too much stuff. So my big theme has been to kind of use up what I have. So I have been digging in my stash and finding some pattern papers. I'm trying to use up a bunch of 12x12 papers, and if I'm going to get paper packs, try to invest in something a lot smaller, a lot more reasonable. So I ended up pulling these papers out of a large Christmas pack. I think it's called Hot Cocoa, and I forget who makes it, the paper pack for these. Anyway, all of the details about these particular cards will be back on this video, and if I remember when I'm linking products, I'll link the process video for this as well. Anyway, so I didn't have enough of any one kind of paper to make a whole stack of cards, so I ended up pulling a couple of different pieces and just a couple of different, more or less the same thing, just slightly different, with the black sentiment on some snowflake paperwork. Sorry, there's a garbage truck actually going by my house. It's Thursday, isn't it? Yeah, I'm filming this on a Thursday, and it's our trash collecting day for our apartment building. They weren't out there when I started this video, I swear. So I have the in black, the Sending You, and then I have the in white, the Heat and Boss Sending You right on this one here. So, I mean, they're more or less the same thing. I'm just using up papers and trying to find papers that I thought fit. And I did put these on a black card base, so I did put more of that snowflake paper with the Heat and Boss sentiment on the inside that says loads of holiday greetings. So it says Sending You loads of holiday greetings right on the inside, so I can write my note. I thought this was absolutely adorable, and I did some watercoloring with Distress Oxide inks for these trucks, and it was a lot of fun. I had a really happy, I'm at my happiest when I'm coloring, so I had a very happy afternoon just sitting down and watercoloring these. Anyway, Christmas cards. Obviously this set can be used all year round. You can do pumpkins for fall. Tons of different stuff that you could do. There's a little little cans here in a string. You could turn this into a wedding card. It's got some cowboy boots. We've got Valentine's. apples here for another kind of harvest theme, daisies and flowers for spring. I'm thinking this is like a keg of liquor or something, I don't know, keg of wine or whatever. I'm not a drinker, so forgive my complete unknowledge in that field, but kegs of something, barrels of something. Anyway, so those are honeybee stamps, sending you. Let's see, also from another process video, let me get this set aside, that I did for my holiday card series. I have this really fun unicorn shaker card, and for this one I used the Avery Elle Christmas Magic set, and I do have the coordinating dies for that, and I have a couple of extra pieces here. Whoa! Oh goodness, that I did not end up using on a card, and I saved the extra pieces right in the pocket so that the next project that I do, I can, you know, fling it back in my face. The next project I do, I'll have the die cuts. I think I had to stop making these because I actually ran out of these pouches. These are the square shaker pouches from My Favorite Things, and I absolutely love these, and I loved working with them. And actually, I'm ordering more. It's in my shopping cart to order more. I'm just waiting until I hit, I'm from a Hallmark scrapbook. I kind of just keep adding stuff to my shopping cart until I hit enough to get free shipping, which I think is $100. So I'm pretty close. So I should be ordering more of those anytime soon. Anyway, I had a blast with those, this sort of double shaker card look. And I did do a process video on this one as well. And if I remember, I'll link that down below for you too. Really cute set. This just came out in 2018. I don't do a lot of buying holiday stuff the same year unless it really inspires me. So this one was definitely a rare treat for me to get a new holiday set. And it's a small one, so it's a really good price point. I think, I want to say that you can get this for less than $8. So that's really cool. Okay, moving on. I have some baby cards that I have made, and I made more of these than what I have to show you, but I had to send them because I needed them. So I have just the 2 left to show you. Sometimes if I'm making a card, I'll make a lot of them at the same time, especially if it's something like a congratulations you're expecting card, because we all need them. And I'm you know, a mom, and all of my, you know, female friends are moms, so, you know, we have babies. I don't have any babies because I can't have any more babies, but my circle of friends just has babies almost constantly, and then there's family and so on and so forth. So I find that almost every month I'm needing an expecting card. So I made a batch, and I've already sent the ones that I needed to send, so these are the ones that I still had here. One of my favorite baby cards is using the Lawn Fawn Sprinkled with Joy set here. You may have seen, if you watched my videos, if you've been with me for a while, since last Christmas at least, you will know that I used this on a lot of my Christmas cards last year. So it's very Christmas card themed. Of course, it doesn't have to be. But there's an add-on set, and I did get the coordinating dies to go with this, and I did get the interactive dies, which make the oven pop open. There's an add-on set right here, actually, called Bun in the Oven, which is sort of baby-centric. So you can turn it into Bun in the Oven, expecting boy, congrats, it's twins. Excuse me. And then, of course, I have the coordinating dies to go with that. So this is the image that I used to do baby cards, and I did one in pink and one in blue, and just used up more scrapbook paper that I know what to do with, and just using up more of it in the background here. So I have a cute little pink version here. Congratulations on your bun in the oven, and the little door opens. This is vellum that I've used to cover the oven door here. And then I have a blue version. And then boop, that pops up. So this is really the only dimensional part of the card, I don't know if you can see, is the handle on the oven. But the way that I fold it, it just folds right down so it ships flat, and then it almost pops up pretty much when the recipient takes it out of the envelope. So there we go, Lawn Fawn Bun in the Oven add-on set for the Sprinkled with Joy Christmas. But you can do other stuff with it. And again, it does have the regular dies and then the add-on dies, which puts the slice in it so that it opens up the oven door and makes it more interactive. I love it. while I have this out, I do store my medium-sized Lawn Fawn sets, go 2 to a pocket, and it just, very coincidentally, I had a project to show you using the stamps from this pocket. So let me get this aside. Okay, this is the pile of stuff that I've already shown you. So we're done with this one, and I did do a process video on this project as well. This is also from Lawn Fawn. This is the Yeti Set Go stamp set, and I have the coordinating dies to go with that. Really cute little Yeti themes. I do have a process video for this one. This is part of a small YouTube creators channel hop project thing, and by the time this airs, that will already have aired, so it's okay that I show this to you. But I will link back if I remember and show you the process video for this as well. This is a little bit more involved. The video is a little bit more involved because the whole theme of the creators vlog hop, if you will, was to show 3 different projects doing 2 different levels of crafting, and I did all of mine using this one stamp set. So I have gift tags, and I made Christmas cards like this, and then I made Christmas cards using the Lawn Fawn Pivot pop-up, where it pops up from the inside, and I don't have those to show you because I've already filled those out and addressed them. And those are ready to get mailed out to their destination after Thanksgiving, which is still a couple weeks away. So I kind of I make myself do fill out a couple of Christmas cards every day. So I start making my Christmas cards months and months in advance usually. Anyway, so that is Lawn Fawn Bun in the Oven add-on and the Yeti Set Go. I had a lot of fun with this card. Did some stenciling, some heat embossing, some inking, and then of course some regular old coloring. Really cute. I love Yetis. They're adorable. Okay, so there's that project. Now, I don't know what's going to be easier is I guess pulling out the cards and then finding the stamp set. I have these really cute fairy cards using the Lawn Fawn Fairy Friends set, and of course the coordinating dies. This one I actually ended up pulling everything off and redoing them because I thought that the scene that I had built with just the colored images wasn't enough. So I came back in and did it a second time, only I put some little mountains in the background and some grass, and then it looked much better. It looked like a more complete scene for me. So the coloring on this is on just some Bristol Smooth cardstock. Stamped it out, colored in with my Tombows. There's a little bit of, oh, I've got some sort of dust thing. There's some ink, distress inking in the background using that fabulous cloud stencil for My Favorite Things, and I'm not sure how much of that will show because it actually was really light. It came out a lot lighter than I had anticipated. Anyway, so in this coloring that for these little images, and you'll see I have actually a lot of that to show you today, is all stuff that I colored way back this past spring. Because that's how far in advance that I stamp out and color stuff. This is all part of things that I had brought with me to like my daughter's softball games and practices and stuff way back in like April, May, June. That finally, you know, got their turn in the limelight, and then I could die cut them and build them into cards. So that's kind of what I focused on. This October was getting caught up in all of those projects because obviously I want these to be for this upcoming spring. So for details on this one, I just did a couple of Nuvo drops, and I'm sure you can't tell in the video, but all of their little wings have some Spectre Noir shimmer pen on them just for a little bit of sparkle, and then I put some of those little jewels that I got recently from Lucy's card. I just put one little jewel on each of the little wands here just for a little bit of sparkle. I thought these were fun. I used the Have a Magical Day and thank you very much sentiments on these. Adorable. I had a blast. They do have a Frosty Winter Friends set that I do have, and I don't think that I've used it. I'm pretty much all booked up with my holiday card series for this year and my holiday card plan, so maybe I'll still crack it out, but it'll be more for just like a generic winter card than anything Christmas wise. My eyes are much bigger than my crafting stomach. I like to say there's a lot more projects that I'd like to do that I just never seem to get to. So these are some favorites of mine, and let me show you what I have here. I have a couple of amusement park themed cards that I've built using Lawn Fawn products. In case it isn't obvious, Lawn Fawn is one of my favorites. I have the Coaster Critters Lawn Fawn set. This is from their spring? No, their summer. Their spring or their summer. In 2018, this was new. That was my computer, my virus defender, telling me I need to do something. I never pay attention to those. Really adorable roller coaster set with a bunch of different sentiments to build fun things. You've got a concession stand, a fox, a bear, a bun. Love it. It's adorable. I obviously have the coordinating dies. I do also have the add-on die to turn the roller coaster into a slider. I haven't used that yet, but I do have it. I actually might not put this away because I might play with that maybe this weekend. We'll see how that goes. So to go along with this, I also have really, really old and discontinued and not available for sale anymore. I did find a shop, I think in the UK, that still carries these. So if I remember, I will link them down below if you're interested in obtaining them. I picked up this stamp set secondhand, used on eBay. It came in a lot with other stuff, and I wanted this in it. So this is the Admit One stamp set, and a lot of this is obviously older Lawn Fawn. You can tell some of the styling is different, the sentiments are different than something that's more contemporary Lawn Fawn. But I really wanted the Ferris wheel and the merry-go-round because I wanted to use them to incorporate with that roller coaster theme and make amusement park themed stamp site. So I stamped cards. So I found this on eBay and I couldn't find the dies anywhere, and I did end up buying them, the dies from I think maybe that UK shop, I don't remember now, but so I did find the coordinating dies. I had to purchase those separately and look very, very hard. Again, this set has been discontinued. You're welcome to look to see if you can find a place in the United States that has them. I like to say, if you're really interested in something, keep a wish list. I do. I keep like a physical one in my planner, and I also keep one on my Pinterest page that every once in a while I'll just check eBay and see if somebody's selling something that I'm looking for. You never know that if you get lucky. Anyway, so I used both of these two stamp and die sets to kind of pull together these looks for these cards. And this coloring, again, was something that I did way back in the spring. So I die cut them and kind of pulled my looks together. I was thinking definitely amusement park scene type things. I just did a little bit of stitched hillside. This is Lawn Fawn paper that I used. It just felt right. I was going to do some inking, but then I felt like I was in the mood to use some pattern paper. And it felt right to just use some plaid paper from Lawn Fawn for the background and for the ground here for the hills. So it's Lawn Fawn paper, and I basically just built a scene in layers. In the back we have the roller coasters with the Ferris wheels, which fit kind of nicely. And then I propped up the hillside in front of it on the scene with just a little bit of foam tape to just give it a little bit of dimension to make it look like this part was closer. I intentionally kept the Ferris wheel and the roller coaster in the back because visually those are extremely huge parts of an amusement park. So like normally your Ferris wheel is not the same size as your carousel. So I figured if they were in the back, it would make it look like they're that much further in the distance and that these other items were closer. So they're all just propped up with a little foam tape to give it just a little bit more dimension. And I have my carousel and my cute little fox. I mean, it's this. The cards are kind of like the same, but true to form for me. I don't build, usually don't build two cards exactly the same. So the scenes are just a little bit different. The sentiments are different, but it's more or less the same thing, and they were both created at the same time. So in this sentiment, it's you make my world go round, and then on this one I have a thrilling birthday. This one's probably my favorite because of the little brown bun in the roller coaster, and I love little brown buns. Because our rabbit is a little brown bun. I loved this. This coloring was done a long time ago. My big complaint about this one, it irritates me, and I might rip it up and pull it off. These foxes are really cute, but they're a lot darker than I wanted them to be. I don't like the way that the foxes came out. Now, like if I was to color this today, I have 3 times as many Tarmbos as I had when I did this, so it definitely wouldn't look like that today. Anyway, These are really, really fun. I had a blast with these, and I'm so happy that I was able to find these two images to work with this. I love it. More lawn fun. And then I know that you're going to be completely surprised when you see that my next two cards to show you are using Lawn Fawn products. You're shocked, I know. So this one uses the year 6 little stamp set from Lawn Fawn. Just a little something that I've had. I colored them a long time ago. I wanted to pull them together into some cards. I do have the coordinating sentiments to go with that. I had 2 little images, so I pulled them together into 2 little cards. And oh shoot, I didn't pull it out. But this also uses the new stitched wave dies from Lawn Fawn, and this is the first time that I had a chance to use them. I really, really loved using them. So this card kind of came together a little bit weird. I was a little bit inspired by an image that I saw on Pinterest. I was a little bit inspired by myself from a previous project that I have done. I mounted these on some mermaid themed paper, and I think it's from Echo Park. It might be this paper pack. I had just a couple of pieces left over. If you recall my mermaid pocket letter that I made a few months ago, I used the same paper for the mermaid pocket letter. So the water part here is made using Distress Oxide inks, just a very simple blend. I think they're over my head here. It's peacock feathers and mermaid lagoon, and just blend it together, sprinkle with water, and then I cut the top part off with that stitch die, and then the top part that I cut off, there was enough to cut 2 more different little waves from it. So that's how, and I just kind of stacked them all together behind each other, and that's how I came up with this sort of triple wave look here. The sand, and I'm not sure if you can tell here, is also Distress inked. This is a blend of Vintage Photo and frayed burlap, and I did not sprinkle it with water directly, but I did use some of that Delicata Gold ink, and I smooshed some of it down on an acrylic block and added a little water, and then just flicked it with a paintbrush on here, which kind of gave it a little bit of that shimmery mica sand look. I'm not sure if it's picking up on the camera or not, but anyway. So that's where I came up for those looks, and then I put those cute little shells right down there on that. I had a lot of fun with this. I think in the future it was a little bit hard for me to try to pull together a whole look using just this one little image. I think it's kind of hit or miss when it comes to these little small stamp sets. Either there's plenty, it includes plenty of stuff to make a card for me, or it's just not enough to build a whole scene. So I think this would work best in the future, just using this as like an accessory to other things, like that fabulous submarine stamp set with all of those underwater images. I think this would accompany that and kind of expand on that a little bit more, but I did have a hard time, and that's why it took me so long to pull these together into cards, is because I couldn't think of what I wanted to do. I'm not so much a technique card maker as a scene builder, so I struggled with pulling together a scene, but I was really happy with the way that these turned out. They're adorable. I did use this for another card, so I'll get to that in a minute. My next cards that I have to show you come from the Avery Elle Stoked stamp set, and I do have the coordinating dies for this as well. You may recall that I did a live stream using this stamp set, and I had made a card for my daughter, and I stamped out a couple of extra images and kind of set them aside as I was making the card for my daughter. And I wanted to pull them together into some cards, so I did do that. So you have seen the card for my daughter already if you've watched the live stream, but I stamped out pretty much one of each of these main images here, these young men performing different things. So I have this one on a skateboard, and this is the same image that I had used for my daughter's card. Let's see, all of this stamping is it's all stamped out on Bristol Smooth, and I use my watercolor pencils to color all of these. Just all 3 of them were the same. They were all done at the same time. So this little scene I built up, this young man is riding down a country road on his skateboard, just having fun. And this sentiment I stamped here is, dude, have an awesome birthday. You probably can't tell because it came out more light than I had wanted to. I was experimenting a little bit with ink blending blue on top of blue cardstock with that My Favorite Things cloud stencil that I'm obsessed with. It's just, it came out really light. You can't really even tell. I still like the card though. And I pieced it together with some grass, die cut grass. There's that road I already showed you. I think the grass comes from, I think it might be a Spellbinders die, I'm not sure, and a couple of paper piece trees, little stitched trees. I just thought this one was really fun. And then we have this one here, which kind of threw me off for a while. This young man playing the drums. It's "You Are Awesome, Totally, You Rock." This scene right here is paper pieced, but this is a Cricut cutting file. And it took me forever to remember that, I could just turn on, you know, take a look at Design Space on Cricut and see what they have. And I just searched stage and then this came up. So I just kind of altered it to suit my needs a little bit. And I just paper pieced it. It was perfect. This young man on stage. I don't have it yet. I really want that, that spotlight stencil that My Favorite Things came out with. I don't have anywhere near enough stuff for My Favorite Things to justify placing My Favorite Things orders because I never have enough stuff to get free shipping. So I'm waiting for Hallmark Scrapbook to get the stencil. In the meanwhile, I really wanted the stencil, so I kind of just faked having a stencil. So I took, let me find it. I took some just Post-it notes and just kind of, actually it would be this way, and just kind of blocked off and kind of made my own little masking or whatever here. And I inked over this background with some squeezed lemonade distressing to kind of make it look like it was a spotlight with my Post-it notes here and here to kind of, yeah, you get the point. It would be a lot easier with the stencil. I'm eagerly anticipating the arrival of the stencil on Hallmark Scrapbook, so hurry up. That was like months ago, that release. Hurry up and get it. Anyway, so that is how I did the spotlight on this one. I had a lot of fun. And then the last one that I did is the young man on a snowboard. And I built a scene using some, this is just pattern paper. I was thinking kind of like a dark snowy day. It's just gray pattern paper with like light gray dots on it. A couple of snowy mountains using my stitched hill die. Dude, super stoked. You nailed it. Some Nuvo drops. Just really simple. I had a blast with this one though. So those are the 3 cards more that I had to show you from the Avery Elle Stoked set. This one is a great set. I struggle a lot with trying to make masculine cards, so especially for men and boys that aren't hunters or aren't much of, you know, outdoorsy people. So most everybody I know, like my stepsons, are more into video games and music and stuff like that. So I'm really glad that I invested in this set. Those are the cards for that. Next, in this same envelope here, this is the Year 8 Lawn Fawn stamp set. This is the little fortune cookie one. I wish that I didn't buy this one. Ellen Hudson has a much larger stamp set with this theme, so I'm probably going to end up destashing this and investing in the Ellen Hudson one that I want to get at some point. I did struggle a little bit with trying to figure out a way that I wanted to use this. I originally wanted to do an interactive card with pulling the message out of the fortune cookie, and I didn't end up doing that because I do actually kind of need these. So I just kind of, I wanted to pull them together for something, and I actually just did these earlier this week. So these are the 2 looks that I came with this. This background paper is that fabulous new paper from Kindred Stamps that you saw me haul, gosh, maybe last month or the month before, sometime in August maybe, or early September. They have a stencil. Actually, I think I have it next to me. They have a stencil that came out as well at the same time, and I do have this stencil. Gosh, where is it? My stencil drawer is right next to me. And yet it's missing. All right, well, whatever, it doesn't matter. You've seen it before. They have a stencil that does this. I didn't want to take the time to do that. But I found the paper, and I think I found the pink and purple one first, and then I was going to do them both the same way, but then I found that the pack actually had this yellow and sort of aqua. It's like, sweet! So I pulled together the 2 looks, and just the fun little fortune cookie with the broken fortune cookie, and then I embellished it with some of those gems from those that Lucy's Cards pack. of gems. So just really simple. I'm not super thrilled with these. Not my favorite. I don't know what's going on with me. Just some kind of a block or something, or maybe I'm just so against it because I really wanted the Ellen Hudson one. I don't know. Not my favorite, but I did technically do them in October, so I thought that I would show you. We're getting kind of near the bottom of the pile. So this next batch of cards is using the Happy Village stamp set, also from Lawn Fawn, unsurprisingly. Again, these are images that I colored a while back. I do have the coordinating dies. I did use some Lawn Fawn papers to pull these together. In the background, the grass, the sky. I thought it would be fun to have a sky that wasn't blue. So basically I just built, and there are a couple of different sentiments in here. They do have this speech bubble with these little sentiments, and actually I wonder if these would fit in the new reveal wheel. The reveal wheel came out after this, so I'm wondering if it would fit. That might be worth a look. I don't have it in front of me, so I can't look, but we'll see. These might fit in the reveal wheel, or at least two of them will. So it has a couple of nice sentiments in here. So basically I just made 4 housewarming cards, just mix and matching the sentiments and just different scene buildings. Using Lawn Fawn products. These are just cards to have on hand, or maybe toss a couple of the spares up in my Etsy shop. Welcome, home is where the heart is. Really cute. Oop, that's not the wrong way. Happy housewarming, congrats on your new home. These were all, again, in that same batch of coloring that I did in the spring. That's watercolored using Tombow markers. Happy housewarming, home is where the heart is. This one's probably my favorite because I like how busy and colorful it looks. Like if somebody's moving to a city. And congrats on your new home. So those are the 4 cards that I made with that set. And I love these. I love Lawn Fawn paper so much. I'm fairly new to it. I think I've only started buying it maybe the past 6 months or so. And I love it so much that I actually just bought more, I think yesterday. I bought more, so I should be getting more. Okay, we are nearing the bottom of the pile. This last set of cards that I have to show you is also a Lawn Fawn product. It's the Lawn Fawn Forest Feast set, and this came out last year. I have 2 cards to show you using these sets. Again, this is all part of stuff that I colored back in the spring that I just finally got around to die cutting into building on cards. The paper pack that I used on this is, I think it's from Echo Park or so. Oh my gosh, you know what? It's right here. Let me just grab it. Better to show you than guess. Yes, it is Echo Park from Lori Whitlock. It's a perfect autumn. So this is what I've used quite a bit of it actually because I'm so fond of the oranges with the mint. I just love it. Anyway, so I just basically built, and I do have the dies for this as well. I basically just built 2 different animal Thanksgiving scenes here. Die cut the sentiments, heat embossed. Happy Thanksgiving, let's eat. Happy Thanksgiving, pass the gravy. When he's got the little gravy boat. Isn't that the cutest thing ever? I love all these animals. Love the paper. Love, love, love these. We usually go to my in-laws every year for Thanksgiving, so I'm going to give this to my hostess. And then this one as well I thought was really cute. And I ended up with a couple of extra little die cuts, so I just kind of used them to embellish my sentiments on it. This was the last one that I put together. Loved them. So that is Forest Feast from Lawn Fawn. Now this one is a carryover, and the reason why I was cracking it out was because I am doing a Memory Decks card exchange, and I'm done with the Memory Decks cards, and I wanted to show you it's for 2 Memory Decks cards, and one of them is Thanksgiving themed and the other one is breast cancer awareness themed. So and I used some die cuts. Instead of making a card, I turned it into a Memory Decks card for my partner. So basically it's just the same thing, only it's a lot smaller. And I couldn't use nearly as many die cuts because the space, we lose a good 2 inches of space here, or maybe 1.5 inches of space on the card for building a scene. So it's a little bit smaller but super adorable, and I just put a couple of little things on the back here, just kind of embellish it and give it a little bit of stability in the Memory Decks card file. I absolutely love this. Happy Thanksgiving, hope it's tasty is what I put for my friend that this is going to. I absolutely love it. And I used more of this paper. So I did all of these at the same time. It was a lot of fun. So for my Memory Decks cards, I do want to show you because I kept it out. I do have the Heidi Swap Memory Decks, or one of the versions of the Memory Decks dies. These have been discontinued and it's really hard to find them. I do have a source to get these that are not counterfeit, and I will link that down below. My friend Carrie, who happens to be in the same group that I'm doing this Memory Decks card exchange, she's not my partner, but she's in this group. Just a coincidence. She also has a YouTube channel, and she has an Etsy shop, and she has a supply of these. So I will link this down below if you're interested in getting some legitimate Memory Decks dies from Heidi Swap, or this version anyway. These two come in a kit. It makes this round one, and it makes this one with the sides here. So this is the second Memory Decks card that I have to show you. When I make Memory Decks cards, I usually do like one of each shape just to kind of spice it up a little bit for my partner. So this is my breast cancer awareness Memory Decks card, and for this one, I don't really have any breast cancer like stickers and stuff. I mean, who makes like, you know, fun, you know, paper crafting supplies for something as terrible as breast cancer? So I don't really have a lot of breast cancer stuff, but I do have this stamp set from a Sweet Stamp Shop, and it's called Awareness, and it has several different things on here. If you do any kind of like charitable fundraising or anything, this is a great stamp set to have on hand to do thank you notes too. And it's got like the puzzle piece here for autism awareness, a racing jersey here, sneakers, and there's a ton of different things that you can do here to pull together for thank yous, or scrapbooking your, you know, your family relay or whatever. So I really like it, and it's Sweet Stamp Shop is the one that makes this, but I made my own background paper, and of course it's covered up so you can't see it, but again, I didn't have any like paper, so I just made my own. So I stamped out this sentiment that says awareness here, and then the 3 different versions of the support ribbon, and I just put them on a block, and I just stamped them with Versamark and then white heat embossed over it. So I ended up with this, my own piece of breast cancer awareness scrapbook paper, and I just embellished it a little bit. And I like to put a little something on the back of all my Memory Decks cards, and of course I sign it and date it. And that is the end. Whew, I'm exhausted. That is the end of all the projects that I have to show you that I completed, not necessarily started or did entirely in October, because I do have a lot of things that I started coloring back in the spring. And now that all of my little baskets of projects are cleared up, now it's time to dig into my stash and pull out a bunch of stuff to stamp again and to color and to keep in my coloring book. I don't know if I can access it easily, but I usually stamp out multiples of everything, and I just do tons and tons and tons of coloring and stamping. And this is my coloring on the go kit. It has all of my Tombos in it, and I keep a bottle of water for watercoloring, and it has brushes. I have a friend that made this for me. It has brushes in here. You can see I've got some coloring that I've been working on the couch at night when I watch television with my husband. I have all these images. This is actually the Hero Arts October kit. I'm still working with it, and I have all these images that I just sit there at night and I color and watercolor and keep this right next to the couch. And I will take this bag with me to my daughter's games or to the library and anywhere where I'm going to be sitting for a while and not doing anything, and I want to keep my hands busy. And that's where I do the bulk of the coloring that pulls together these kinds of cards. Anyway, products linked down below. They might not necessarily be links to where I purchased them, but they'll be links to where the best price is of something currently, or in the case of that one item, that Lawn Fawn Admit One set, where you can't even like buy it anywhere. It'll be a, you'll take what I'll get you and you like it, because there isn't anywhere else to get that right now. Anyway, obviously I'm a bit of a Lawn Fawn freak. I do like Avery Elle too. Lawn Fawn and then Avery Elle, but I love them all. I really hope that you have enjoyed, and I will probably be back at the end of November with another month's worth of cards. Thanks very much. If you have any questions, drop them down below or use one of the links to contact me via social media. there, I'm back. I'm just cleaning stuff up and putting stuff away, and I didn't even see that my basket was so overflowing that something fell out of it. So I have a card, one more card to show you that I also happen to have done a process video on, and this one was using the My Favorite Things Oh Christmas Tree geometric Christmas tree set. I had a blast with this one. A great no coloring card idea. I just used some heat embossing in metallics to make different looks and just some scrap glitter paper that I had on hand. So this one I did with some silver glitter. We've got gold, and we've just got platinum here. This is the Ranger Liquid Platinum, so it's not quite platinum. It's kind of like a silverish gold, I guess you could say. So that is technically the last bit of cards that I have to show you that I pulled together in October. Again, My Favorite Things set. Sorry for the little addition. I know the video has already run along, but I would feel bad if there were things that people didn't get a chance to see. Anyway, this is it for real. Links for everything down in the description. Take care and have a great day. Bye!